Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your chef from guruscooking.in with
Pesto pasta in aubergine gravy. Aubergine is also called eggplant or brinjal in India. We'll begin by preparing our pesto sauce, for which I've taken 4 large cloves of garlic, added them to a mortar, and we are now muddling them using a pestle. So once you're half done, you'll be adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for seasoning, and we'll continue this process of muddling this garlic until it is fine. So friends, you can also use a grinder, but I highly suggest using this traditional way of preparing because it erupts the real oils and flavors. To this now we'll be adding in some fresh basil leaves. Wash the basil leaves. Add the leaves first. And also the stem can be added. In fact, the stem of these basil leaves is something that adds to a nice aroma and flavor in the pesto sauce. So let's start muddling it. And this is one bunch of basil leaves that I've added. In fact, I have another basil leaf bunch also which I want to add. But right now my vessel, my mortar is full, so let me just muddle it up a little bit, and then when I can make some space, I'll be adding in another bunch of basil leaves here. Pour in some more basil leaves and continue the process of muddling it now. So we don't want to prepare a very fine paste, a little coarse paste would be fine. So once you're done, now we'll be sprinkling grated cheese on it. This is processed cheese, which is readily available in India. The actual cheese that goes into the preparation of pesto sauce is parmesan cheese, or you can use Romano cheese. Either of them work really good. Now muddle it up nicely and it will become a little creamy, tasty and yummy. That is how your pesto sauce should be. And if you think that is the end of preparation, it is not. The final ingredient is yet to go in, my friends. It is oil. Which oil have you guessed? Italian people, they love olive oil, don't they? So friends, I've got extra virgin olive oil, half a cup. I'll be adding it, and I'll be adding it first 1/4 cup, and then I'll muddle, and as I need it, I'll be adding in more. So keep adding in the oil until you receive a consistency which is nice flowing consistency for this pesto sauce. Muddle it nicely, work hard on this, and ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, you just learned how to prepare some amazing pesto sauce. And here I'm adding a little olive oil in between so that I get the right consistency and flow. There you go, pesto sauce, my friends. Keep it aside, we'll be using it soon. And friends, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon to receive latest videos. We'll continue now with aubergine. Aubergine is nothing but eggplant, or it is also called brinjal. This is a big one. I've put it directly on the stove. You can also put it in the oven if you like. All we want to do right now is to make sure that we roast it nicely. So I'm cooking at a medium flame, and then we'll be shifting sides after around each 2 minutes in the beginning, and later on when it cooks to perfection, then we'll be shifting sides soon. All we want is to make sure that it cooks evenly from all the sides and gets roasted. Oh yes, for sure, man. And friends, while this is getting roasted, please make sure that you stay next to the stove and keep shifting positions, otherwise you will be burning your eggplant, your aubergine. Oh yeah, baby. You can also subscribe to my Hindi channel. It's called Aapki Rasoi, and if you are not comfortable with English, you can watch my Hindi videos on Aapki Rasoi channel. Alright friends, so we are almost done with this. It took me around 10 minutes to nicely, thoroughly prepare this. And how do you know whether it is done or not? The surface at the top will start breaking apart into a tone shaped structure, and that is when you know that it is wrinkled all over, that it is done, and then you can put up the stove. So friends, this is how you'll be spending in some time. But once it is done, immediately transfer it into some cold water so that it can leave away its skin easily, and that helps you for sure. Once you have done this and drenched it, take the skin off and peel it away. It's very easy to do that, not difficult at all. As you can see, I am demonstrating it for you here. Alright, that was quick, and if a little bit of it is left over, you can pull it apart, but there should be no black skin at the top, remember that. Alright friends, it's time for us to now turn this into something which is fine and thorough. So take the stem off, and then take 2 knives or 1 knife, I like 2 knives, and then chop it up nicely and ground it into a very fine keema. Oh yeah, so it should be now grounded aubergine, or if you say it in India, it would be what? Keema bangan. Oh yeah, for sure. So friends, this is done. Please keep it aside. We'll be using it later on. Oh yes, pesto sauce and the aubergine roasted, both ready. Keep them aside. We'll be using them soon. Now friends, grab a pan, a deep dish pan. To this you add a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Once the oil is slightly warm, you add in butter, around 20 grams. Now I'll tell you why I'm adding the butter like this, because when you add the oil first and then the butter at the top, the butter does not come in contact directly with the vessel and doesn't turn dark, or else it burns. Once the butter is melted, we will take 1 large onion, finely chopped, and add that. It's time for us to now saute this until it is translucent. You don't have to turn this golden brown, and this will take you around 3 to 4 minutes maximum, cooking at a medium flame. So once it is sauteed, add some green chilies. You usually do not use green chilies in pasta, but this is pesto pasta, it's green in color. I didn't want to spoil my recipes, transition, look and fail, so I added green chilies. Otherwise I prefer red chilies for sure. Nevertheless, you got it right. Good for you. Oh yeah. And now to this we'll be adding in our aubergine. Oh yes. See, it is definitely roasted nicely. It is already cooked. You don't have to spend too much time now cooking this. Spend just 2 minutes and that'll be enough. But definitely cook this nicely. So keep stirring it, keep cooking it, keep sauteing it. To this now we'll be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Please do not add too much salt because the pesto sauce has got salt. The butter that I added had a little amount of salt, and now this salt is what you added. And even the pasta that we'll be adding in, the penne pasta, that also has been boiled in salty water. So be careful about the amount of salt you add, my friends. It's time for us to now bring in that amazing pesto sauce that we prepared in the beginning. Oh yes, look at those beautiful colors, creaminess, texture, and the cheese in it. It's definitely going to make this recipe delicious. For sure. Now friends, let the amalgamation of the brown earth divinely have a little grass disposed over it, and heavenly pasta will then come over on this, and you don't need to go anywhere then because you will be in heaven. For sure. So ladies and gentlemen, this is some amazing recipe already, and I can imagine how it is going to be turning out to be. Well, you don't imagine, you prepare it. Anyway, now the pasta has been boiling since 10 minutes in warm water. I'll tell you how I boiled the pasta. I took Del Monte pasta, 1 large cup, around 250 grams, and that I put in like warm boiling water. But remember, the boiling water should have 2 things in it. 1 large tablespoon of olive oil, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Please remember this, my friends. Don't forget that, okay? So warm water with salt and oil. In that you add the pasta. Boil for 10 minutes and only add the pasta to the water when it is boiling. Then you extract it and you add it here just like I did and mix it up. In those beautiful pipelines inserts the aubergine and pesto sauce mixture to prepare something for you which is going to relish on your mouth and flavors to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing is coming up now. Italian people love cheese and so do I. This is Parmesan cheese. In case you don't have this, you can also add some processed cheese or Romano. Anything should do. Even white cheddar cheese will do, friends. Some people also add mozzarella. That depends totally on you. And now a quick stir, 1 minute of open cooking. And I've been cooking at a low flame, let me tell you that, so that you don't burn your pasta. And enjoy this, ladies and gentlemen, pesto pasta in aubergine gravy with your chef. Thank you so much for watching. These are a few more recipes. Enjoy. Have a nice time.